Welcome to the Chaos Commanders podcast. I'm Annie, aka Commander A, military wife, mom of two, and seasoned in navigating deployments, juggling schedules, and life's unpredictable missions.
And I'm Katelynn, aka Commander K, solo mom to a busy neurodivergent teenage boy, business owner, and skilled chaos wrangler.
We're here for the moms who do it all, the sideline CEOs, the late night warriors, the women leading in their homes, businesses, and beyond.
If you've ever felt like you're running a tactical operation just to get through the day, this is the place for you. We're bringing raw, unfiltered conversations, honest insights, and tangible strategies to help you command the chaos like the Wonder Woman you are.
So grab your coffee, wine, or whatever keeps you going, because we're diving in. Welcome back. Today we have a topic that I think any mom has felt some feelings about. Am I a good mom? And what defines a good mom? And what if we get to redefine a good mom?
But first, we're going to go over the top of the show, fun goodies that we always do. So what is our chaos anthem for our good mom episode?
It is Count on Me by Bruno Mars.
Ooh, I like that one. And today we're going to do another What's My Recipe, even though we just gave you a whole boatload of these 2 weeks ago. But what's one more?
Right?
So my recipe is going to be perfect for fall. I am so ready for cold weather and fuzzy clothes, fuzzy sweaters. So I'm going to do best potato soup recipe by Mama Loves Food.
I love it.
What
Happy
is
fall.
your recipe? Yeah.
Happy fall.
Yeah.
First
Happy
day of fall yesterday.
Absolutely.
Here we are. Got the sweatshirts out. We're ready to go.
Yeah. Loving it. What is your recipe this week?
My recipe, I don't really follow one. So I dug one up to put on the blog from Iowa Girl Eats.
Okay.
This recipe is Big Mac salad, cheeseburger in a bowl. We do this all the time. It's so easy. Get everything you need from it, protein, and the kids like it. And sometimes I'll throw in a box of, I won't put it on it, but I make a box of like Goodles mac and cheese just because the kids don't always feel a giant salad. But that's my recipe, Big Mac salad.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
What's our Katelynn currently?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So we shared a social post talking about 2 moves in 2 months. And,
And we're starting a moving business.
Oh yeah. Never happening. Caden thinks that it should happen. He's like, we are amazing at this. Me, you, and Annie. And we need to start a moving company. And I mean, while he's not wrong that we rock at it and, might be insanely successful.
Immediately, no.
That's a big fat no. No. From both Annie and I. So, yes, my biggest part of the update is the move. We have an ESA dog. We have 2 dogs, 2 ESA dogs, but our oldest one, he is very anxious. He shares Caden's anxiety, which comes in handy for Caden's anxiety. However, we were encountering a lot of aggressive dogs, and it was making our dog's anxiety worse, and just there was dogs off leash and all kinds of just not good things happening where we moved. Loved the property and loved our apartment specifically, but it was just not a good fit for him, and he was having a lot of just reactions to it. So he was becoming unrecognizable as our dog, and that was not good. And so yeah, we just had a few things happen that made us realize that it was not going to be a good place long term. And so we had to move again. And we actually moved to a community that we have lived at a different location before, but we have had a great experience with them. And we've never had issues with our dog before. So we knew that it would work out here. And yeah, it's been much better and
experience. Your place is beautiful. She's got a nice place.
It is. It's really beautiful. And our dog has already calmed down so much. He had started getting sick and throwing up twice a day at the other place. I think because he was under so much stress because of what
Yeah.
was going on there. And like he's already better and not feeling sick anymore and everything. So it's been a huge improvement. So yay for
Woohoo.
that.
We're
Yes.
done moving.
Done moving. Never moving again until Caden goes to college. And then the rest of it is just cross country. I need to update some posts. Like I need to share some cross country pictures on social because I'm behind on that. But cross country has been going well and has been really fun. We had a meet in Osceola recently, and that was a beautiful course, very hilly, and the
You got a workout on that one.
I did. I got to work out on that one, chasing around, trying to, see Caden run and get pictures and stuff. But it was beautiful. It was great weather that day. The kids all had fun. And then this past weekend was homecoming. So we got to go get Caden's first like big boy suit and get him all dressed up and everything. And he had a great time. I got to take the pictures for the group he went with. And it was so much fun.
So handsome.
He was. I was so excited, and he was excited. And yeah, just it was precious. He wanted to make sure his date had the best time, and he definitely like went OCD crazy with that for like a week ahead of time and just like worried about every little detail. But it was so sweet that he was just so worried about her experience. And it sounds like they had tons of fun and danced the night away. So
You'll have
it
to
was a
get some
success.
pictures up on the blog for sure. We'll have to check if Date's mama is okay with the couple's picture, but if not, for sure, we got to get Caden up there because he looked
Yeah.
very dapper.
Yes. Yeah. We'll at least get one of him on there and we'll see about the others. But yeah, definitely get that shared. And yeah, it's been a really good couple of weeks. Lots of good things happening. So happy
Well, and
to
you forgot to
share.
tell like the most special part of moving into your new place was there was a penny like
Oh
right
my
outside the
gosh.
door.
Yes. That was so cool. So as we were unloading the U-Haul, we had Annie and another friend, Ashley, and her family from our martial arts crew. They had come to help, and we were unloading things. And I looked down, and there is a penny right at the doorway going from like the garage into the kitchen. So yeah, we look down and see this penny, and then Amy points out, it's heads up. So I tell Caden, I'm like, look, buddy, there's a lucky penny. Pick that up. And oh my gosh, it was a great day. And
Great day.
Annie was a trooper for helping us move twice.
Full service friend.
Yes. And shout out to Ashley and her family for helping too, because that was amazing. Like we unloaded one of the trips in like 18 minutes or
Yeah,
something.
it was pretty wild.
Yeah, it was insane. So yeah, you guys were awesome. So thanks again for all of
You
your help. And
are so welcome.
yeah, just good stuff happening. So what about your update? How is everything going? Annie update.
Yeah, Annie update. I am an assistant softball coach for
Woohoo.
Raina's team, and we have had a handful of games now. I think we're coming up on, I think we've had 4 games now and several practices. And it has been the coolest experience. And I don't know why I always get nervous about doing stuff like this with kids because Lord knows I taught martial arts to kids. I always feel like I'm not going to handle it well, but I just always have the greatest time. And these girls are the absolute best. We have a lot of young players too. So we're in rec, but it's like the competitive branch of rec softball. So all the rules have changed for these girls. It's more like regular softball rules now. So they're trying to learn all of that. And it's just every single practice, every single game, you can just see like the light bulb moments and that things are starting to click and they're growing and they're developing as a team. And it's the coolest. And I love that I get to be part of it. And we have an amazing head coach and we have another assistant coach who has done a lot of assistant coaching for softball. So I really kind of let them like take the wheel and do their thing. But I usually like kind of just hang out in the dugout and make sure all of our girls are ready and I'm talking them through different things. If we have somebody on the bench while everybody else is out in the field, I'll like point things out to that girl. Or if they're all in for batting and the coach is on third and the other assistant coach is on first, then I'll be like coaching them through, like, watch this girl's pitches, like, see how they're coming in, like, you're going to be hitting that, so it's just really, really cool to get to know these girls. And if we stay together as a team in the spring, I think we're going to be really good. So
Oh, that's so
this,
exciting.
it is. It's really, I mean, of course, everybody wants to be on the winning team, and there's a
Yeah.
team that they're going to win it. They're like, oh, me, like, I feel like this team was put together from like another like super competitive team. Like, they're really good. They're all sixth graders, and we have primarily all fifth graders and a couple
Okay.
like of sixth graders. And so we're new, we're fresh, and it's just cool. It's really cool
Yeah.
to see the development and to just get the privilege and the honor of being part of that. So
Yeah. Oh, that's so exciting. And I'm so glad you're doing it. And I'm sure Raina loves having you there.
she does. It's really sweet. After the first game, she's like, "Mom, thanks for doing this." Like, you're welcome.
Oh,
So, and one other really exciting thing that happened this week, low budget drum roll, I got my unassisted pull up. I did
wow.
it.
Yay.
I have been, I've been on this journey of low intensity interval training, be that what it may. So lots of walking, lots of weightlifting. And one of my goals starting January 1st, I sat down and I was like, you know what? I really want to get an unassisted pull up. I haven't done that since before being pregnant with Raina.
Okay.
And it was just something, and even then, like, even when I was doing them before I was pregnant with Raina, I was actually kipping them. I really never had a solid unassisted pull-up,
Okay.
strict pull-up. And so I've been working them three to 4 days a week since June 1st. There were a few weeks in there where I could only do it 1 or 2 days. And finally, this past, I don't know, a week ago, I did all of my exercises with a little teeny tiny band to assist me in the pull-ups. And I was like, you know what? My lat pull down is 15 pounds over body weight. I'm going to see if I can get one. And I was like, there's absolutely no way. I am totally smoked right now. But I recorded it because I was like, I got to have evidence. And I
Yeah.
did it. It was super not
Yay.
pretty. I sent it to you, and it was
Yeah.
like, it was hard to watch.
Oh gosh, it was not.
But I did it, and it was so exciting. And I mean, I'm going to keep working strength on it because I would love for those to just feel easy, or at least
Yeah.
look easy.
Yep.
So yeah, that's my big news.
Yay. Oh, that's exciting. Congratulations. I love when you set a goal and how good it feels when you finally reach it. Even
Thank
if you feel
you.
like it's not pretty right now, you're going to keep getting better at it and be able to do more of them and be happy with how they look and everything. So, yay for you. I love
Thank
it.
you. This
Yeah.
old dinosaur still's got a little something in her.
Yes, you do. All right. Well, let's get into why we're talking about being a good mom and redefining it on our own terms. So, we want to just acknowledge the pressure that we're all under to be a good mom and to do that by everyone else's standards. So, there's social media, there's our family, and even strangers at the grocery store, right?
Yep.
And we want to call out this unspoken truth that being a good mom often gets measured by filtered highlight reels or even outdated generational ideals. And we want to invite all of our listeners today to join us in reclaiming what it means to be a good mom, that definition, on our own terms.
Yep.
So we're each going to talk a little bit about our journey to redefine being a good mom and what being a good mom has meant to us. And so we're going to start off with Annie's story. So take it away.
Yeah. So I think it's easy to get caught up in this trap of the social media mom that does it all. But I also have to call myself out on this because I, just like almost everyone else out there, posted all the epic adventuring that we did this summer. And I definitely did not post about the fights or getting lost trying to find where we were supposed to go, or even the mud swamp that my truck nearly got stuck in. And I didn't do that because, like, that's airing my quote dirty laundry, you know? But with that, I think moms fall into this trap of, oh, so and so's out doing all these amazing things with their kids, and I'm not. So I must not be doing as good of a job. And that's just not true. It's not true. So why did I post all of these things? Well, for the time hop memories, duh.
Yep.
But also, I'm a huge fan of promoting things that are just worthy of being promoted. And I knew I was going to get all of this time with my kids, and I wanted to do all of the things with them. And we might not have otherwise looked for these things. And when we fell in love with them, I knew that I wanted to promote them because there are moms that are looking for things to do with their kids. Like, we went to this amazing alpaca farm, totally free. It's totally free to go. You have to pay for the food. I think it's $1 to feed them. And you get this great little cup of food. But otherwise, the experience is completely free. And these places don't make any money off of this kind of stuff unless you donate to them or you buy something in their gift shop. So those were the kinds of things that I was really looking for to not only get to experience with my children, but also to be able to promote that down the road. And I do truly think that there are some of these moms that also are doing the same thing. They go and find something cool and they fall in love with it. And so they post about it. Of course, they don't post their kids fighting,
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
what's happening a lot in the background.
Yeah. Yep.
So I, being a good mom on social media is hard, right? Like, we just see what again, the highlighted reel, right? And
Yep.
I think the biggest takeaway is that you don't get to see the whole story, and and even your own posts, they don't fully reflect the reality of what that experience is. And
Yeah.
then on the flip side of that, like, we didn't do a summer family vacation this
Okay.
year. And you better believe that social media guilt crept in on me when I saw other families posting about their family vacations over the summer.
Yep.
And, so am I a bad mom because we didn't take the summer vacay? Absolutely not.
Heck
Not if you
no.
were following along our adventures that we were having. But
Yeah.
it's that pressure of social media and that comparison game that we play, and
Yeah.
it's not going to go away.
Yeah. So another thing that I've noticed too is that as our kids get a little bit older, like even late elementary school to middle school, I feel like sometimes they hear it when they're sharing with friends at school, or if they happen to have any social media, they can see things that are being shared from their friends or even people they don't know, I suppose, about, trips that people are going on, whether it's family vacations or it's things that they're getting to do over the summer, camps or sports that
Yep.
they're getting to participate in, just so many things that they can see other people doing. They are also getting to witness those highlight reels
Sure.
from other children. And then they can kind of be questioning us about like, hey, why is our family not doing these things? Or why do I not get to do the same things that my friends are doing? And that can also make us feel bad as parents,
Yep.
and trying to explain that to them, why our kids maybe don't get to do the same things that their friends do. And so that can be a real challenge as well once the kids start getting involved in the highlight reels.
Sure.
So yeah, just thought that was a good point to bring up as well.
Yep. Yep. So you're going to talk to us a little bit about the generational comparison game.
Yes. Okay. Deep breath. This one hits close to home. I have spent most of the last 15 years either living with my mom or having her live with us.
And she's on
And
her way back to living with you guys again.
yes,
The
she
other
is.
news we didn't tell
The
anyone.
other news we did not tell is that this weekend I go down to Oklahoma to pick her up. Um,
You got
And
this. You got it.
yes. Like when you're not, this is not to air dirty laundry or bash anybody, but boys do better. I mean, when you're the girl, everything falls on you. If you have
Yep.
brothers, I hope your brothers are good sons, because sometimes boys, they don't take care of parents the same way daughters will. And my mom was hoping that she could go down to Oklahoma and things would be different than they have been. And so she's heading back mostly because it did not work out the way that she had hoped, right?
Yep.
And everybody has jobs, everybody has obligations, but daughters just tend to be the ones who are better about, yes, I'll take you to a doctor's appointment, yes,
Yep.
I'll drive you here, I'll drive you there, whatever. And that's just kind of how it is. It just kind of falls on us. There are exceptions to that rule, but that
Yep.
tends to be how it goes. And so
Well,
that's the situation that we're in. So,
I know we're talking about being good moms, and you
yes.
are, but you're also a good daughter.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So she is headed back. And like I said, we have done this off and on for 15 years. She's going to be with us temporarily. We're going to get her probably on a wait list for some type of a retirement facility or something like that. That way she'll not be lonely. In an apartment,
Right.
it's kind of lonely. So probably get her on a list for a retirement facility. And so she might be with us for, 6 months or a year or something like that. But so I am incredibly grateful for her support. But let me tell you, like, it's complicated, right? And
Yep.
one of the biggest things that I wrestle with is the comparison. And it's not just to highlight reels on social media, but also to the way she parented and to what our moms and grandmas think being a good mom should look like.
Sure.
And I'm sure you know the vibe. It's that subtle or sometimes not so subtle. Well, I did it this way and you turned out fine.
Yeah. Did we? Yeah, we did.
Right? Sometimes we did. But here's the thing, like, we're not living in the same world that they did.
Right.
And they could let their kids ride bikes until the streetlights came on. And if we do that now, somebody might call CPS.
Yep.
Like, moms today have laws and social expectations and mental loads that look totally different. There have been moms who literally let their children go to a neighborhood park and have had the police called on them and had like big repercussions happen because of it.
Yep.
And just trying to parent with all of that noise in your ear is exhausting. And for me, it's also about healing. I don't always look back at my childhood and want to recreate that. And I love my mom, but I am also actively trying to break cycles. There
Yep.
were patterns of emotional neglect and dysfunction that I don't want to repeat with my own child. And for any of us trying to do that, it takes a lot of courage to love your people, but still choose a different way. And honestly, it sometimes seems like the hardest judgment doesn't come from strangers on the internet. It actually comes from the people closest to you.
Yeah.
And even if they never say it out loud, you still feel it. You feel the side eye when you set boundaries or do something differently than they would have.
Well, it hits you the hardest
Yeah.
because, you've always been seeking approval from your parents, right?
Yeah.
And so anybody can say it, but when it's them, you're like, oof,
Yeah.
man.
Yep. It just hits different. And it takes everything in you not to shrink back into that
Sure.
thought of like, maybe I am doing it wrong. Right.
Right.
So, but I just keep coming back to this truth. And so this is my key takeaway, is that just because something worked back then doesn't mean that it's right for now or for you.
Yep.
And parenting evolves, and so do we. And if that means that we're the cycle breakers, the ones doing the hard work to raise emotionally healthy kids in a different way, then that's something to be proud of and not ashamed of.
For sure. For sure.
Yep.
Yep. So the definition of a good mom. Now that we've touched on the challenges we've faced when defining what it means to be a good mom for ourselves, let's talk about our definition of a good mom.
Okay.
So a good mom makes mistakes and owns them. Genuinely saying, I'm sorry when we're in the wrong. I think that's a really big one. I think it's great for our kids to see. Like, even as a grown up, I don't always get it right, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that, and I'm trying to do better.
Yeah.
I do say a lot of times to my kids, I'm like, this is my first day doing this.
Yeah.
So, another definition of a good mom, one that tries again tomorrow. You know, sometimes there are just those days that you just got to go to bed and you got to start over again tomorrow. But as
Yes.
long as you try again tomorrow, you're a good mom.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is listening to our kids, like really listening. And you pulled me aside in a situation where you had asked me, there was a situation with Joel, and I kept cutting him off, assuming I knew what he was going to say. And you're like, have you like actually let him finish everything that he wanted to say? And because this is Joel, like we all speak for him. He's the baby, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got to listen to our kids because we don't know exactly what they're going to say, and they need us to hear what they need to say.
Yeah.
So a good mom is showing up for our kids. We've been dealing with a bully situation with Raina for a couple of years now, and we just recently had another situation happen. And while I do want her to stand up for herself, and I am trying to give her this gift of the fact that she has power, even though she's only 10, she has power. She knows without a shadow of a doubt that I will always have her back and I will always be there for her in this. Like, I've got it.
Yeah. That girl has no question in her mind.
Yep, I'm right there behind her.
Yep.
Another definition of a good mom is sometimes we serve dino nuggets and we watch a movie instead
Yep.
of reading a parenting book.
Absolutely.
And a good mom protects her peace over perfection.
I love that.
So we invite our listeners to define what your versions look like of what a good mom is, and to release what no longer serves you. So we would love to get DMs on those stories or comment on the podcast post when we have that up on the socials.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we're going to also talk about some commander encouragement. We want to share a few truths that you can hang on to. One of my favorite pieces of advice is that if you're asking or wondering if you're a good mom, you already are. And this is also a trick that you can give to your kids. I did this actually this past week when Caden was so worried about if he was going to be a good homecoming date, right? And I'm like, the fact that you are even worried about it, the fact that you're asking these questions means that you already are, because there's other boys that are going that don't care, that are not thinking about these things, right? And so talking to him about that is actually what reminded me of this when I was thinking about this podcast episode. If you're questioning, if you're like, am I messing up my kids? Am I feeding them good meals? Am I being a good mom? Am I showing up for them every day? If you're asking yourself all of those things, if you're worried about being a good parent, that means that you're already a good parent. You're already a good mom. So hang on to that.
Yeah. Yeah. There are mammals out there that eat their young. And if you haven't done that, that right there makes you a good mom, right?
I love that one. I love it.
I also threaten every now and then that I'm going to eat my children when they're naughty.
Yes. Yes. And I always love the reactions that we get from all the children when they hear you say that.
And then I love like the little like innocent Joel that's like, but you wouldn't like actually do that, right? I don't know how much you want to poke the bear.
Yep. I know. Enjoy that while it lasts, because eventually he's going to, oh, mom, like totally not believe you anymore. All right. Another truth to hang on to is that your kids need you, not a version of you that looks perfect on the internet.
Nope. Need you. Yep. And a good mom repairs after the hard moments. That's more important than getting it right the first time. It's great for our kids to see us not get everything right.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that repair is so important. And that goes back to what you were saying about, apologizing, admitting when you're wrong, letting your kids see you if you have a meltdown, if you have to cry, whatever it is, that they can see that you're human, and then you can make it right,
Yep.
that you can make a mistake and make it right. So,
For sure.
yeah, that's really important. And then kind of back to what I was talking about as far as the generational things, it's okay to unlearn old ideas and still honor where you came from.
Yep.
Like, we're not bashing our parents. We understand that it's really hard for our parents not to look at us and their grandkids and look at it through the lens of how they parented, I mean,
Right.
I think everyone has a hard time not judging. We all know we're not supposed to do that, but like
Right.
it's human nature. Like, we still do. And we're not bashing how they parented,
Right.
you
They
know?
did the best they could with what they had. And
Right.
you only know what you know.
Right. But when you know better, you do better. Right.
Yep.
And it's important to, I feel like we are a generation like your age and my age that like
Hey, man, not that old.
no, I'm just including, I'm saying our ages together. We together are a generation. Did not mean to offend Annie. Oh my gosh. I feel like just maybe we sometimes create our own chaos because
Yep.
we do seek out more information. We want to learn more. We want to do better instead of just repeating things. And so, yeah, we put more pressure on ourselves as a result, but our eyes have been opened to some of the damage that was maybe unintentionally done to us. We just want better for our kids. And so, like, we have put that task on ourselves to learn from the way we were raised and to choose to do some things differently. And that doesn't mean we love our parents any less. We're not being judgmental of them. And like you said, they did what they could with what they had, what they knew, what their resources were. But we have so much more information at our fingertips than they did. And so now we have the ability to choose differently for our children. And so, yeah, we just don't want to be judged for that, right? And it may not be what they think is the best ideas, but it is for us. So,
Well, and I'll throw in, I probably should have said it earlier, but I've had my mom tell me several times, like, I'm so glad I don't have to parent through what you have to parent through right now. Like,
yeah,
shouldn't have to parent through social media. Shouldn't have to parent through those kinds of pressures. And it would have been very different had she had to do that. So
right.
we're all doing a good job, darn it.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
And just leave you guys on never, ever be afraid to tell another mom that she's doing a good job, or a dad. Tell them they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
I try to do this often because momming is hard. It's so hard. And, we've all done the sideways child under the arms, the surfboard child. Is that what they call it?
Yep.
Where you carry your kid out of the grocery store, surfboard style. And it's just so hard. And you feel like everybody's looking at you. And just those are the moms that you're just like, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. You're going to make it out on the other side.
Yes.
And there ain't no hood like motherhood.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, it's the roughest one of them all.
6, 7.
Oh my gosh.
If you have no idea what that means, I don't either. But say it to your kids.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And now that one's like going out. But Caden's math teacher the other day, I think she was about to say, I'm going to give you 6 or 7 problems. But then she goes, I'm going to give you 6 or, I can't say that. I'm going to give you 6 or more problems. And then they were going to run like 6 or 7 miles during cross country. And they're like, okay, you're going to run 6 or more miles.
I love it.
Because the kids will just like erupt if they say it.
Oh, yeah.
But now I think 41 or 4-1 or something is the thing. I have no idea why. Just, yeah.
No, it will
Who
forever
knows?
be 3, 6, 9.
Yes. Yes. Oh
Um,
man, that made me feel really old.
Welcome to the club.
Yep. Yep, I'm getting up there. All right. Well, we would love to know what your definition of a good mom is, or if this episode helped you redefine your definition of a good mom. Feel free to either DM us or tag us. You can respond whenever we do our social post about the episode. We would just love to hear your viewpoints and if this episode helped you redefine things and if any of it resonated with you. So we always love to hear from listeners. Other than that, we will talk to you next week. All right, Chaos Crew, that's a wrap for today. If you loved this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your fellow commanders.
Don't forget, we're all in this together. Join the conversation in our Chaos Commanders community on Instagram and Facebook, where we keep it real, raw, and ridiculously fun.
Remember, our fears establish the limits of our lives, so go push past them.
And always leave others better than you found them.